The trust mistake every mom is making, and I make it all the time too. So, Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tasneem Saifi, and I am a parenting coach, and I help you bring that calm and that peace back into your relationship. So, today I want to talk about something that's probably the most powerful thing you can do in your relationship with your kids. And honestly, it's so simple that we often overlook it. So, have you ever noticed that your kids know when you're not being straight with them? Like they might not have the words for it, but they feel it, they know it. Okay, they sense that when you're stretching the truth or being vague on purpose or leaving out information, there's they can feel it. They sense there's something's wrong, right? And here's the thing, when kids feel that, the trust between them and us starts to crack. Okay. So today we're diving into behavior number one from Stephen Covey's book, The Speed of Trust. I keep on talking about this book. It is amazing. I'm going to leave the link if you guys want to read it. It has changed so many things in my life, from with my husband's relationship, with my kids, and my personal relationship with myself as well. Okay. So I'm telling you, this one behavior could literally transform your relationship with your kids, okay? So let's get into this. Behavior number one, straight talk. So, why is straight talk so important with our kids? Okay. What does straight talk actually mean? Okay. So, it's really simple. It's just tell it as it is. Okay. Say it truthfully. Be honest, be straightforward, and don't spin the facts to get a certain type of reaction. Okay, some people like to add that spice into the conversation, make it sound really interesting, but they leave certain parts out. Okay, so don't leave things out because you think it's easier, um, so you don't have to explain more. Don't sugarcoat everything or hide information for their own good. You feel that the kids won't understand, or you don't want to overwhelm them with too much information, but that loses the trust between them. Okay. So here's what happens when you talk straight with your kids. So trust builds automatically. Okay. Your kids learn that you're someone they can rely on anytime, every time. They learn that your word means something. It's not that mom just says something and it doesn't really mean anything. Okay. They learn that if you say something, it's the truth. That's the foundation of everything. Okay. So here's the flip side. And this is so important. When you don't talk straight, when you're vague, when you bend the truth, when you say things that technically aren't lies, but aren't the full truth either, your kids sense it. And that's when the trust starts to erode. Okay, think about it this way. You learn trust in kindergarten, right? We were learning it since we were kids. You tell the truth, people trust you. You lie, people don't trust you, right? So simple as that. But it goes deeper than just lying. It's not about, it's about being honest in how you communicate. It's about not hiding things. It's about not manipulating the facts to get the outcome you want, right? I want to repeat those words. It's not about manipulating the facts to get the outcome you want. So here's why this matters so much to us as moms, right? So your kids are watching how you handle truth and honesty. They're learning from you what integrity looks like. Okay? They're literally creating their blueprint for how they'll build trust in their own relationship someday. So if they see that you're straightforward and honest with them and others and with your other family members, right? They'll grow up knowing how to be that way too. Okay, so you're setting the stage for their future. Now, let's talk about the impact on your kids. So, let me paint a picture, okay? You've got a 7-year-old, and who asks, okay, why can't I go to my friend's house this weekend? Okay, you've already said no. So instead of just saying no, straight talk would be, just saying, oh, we're just too busy right now. Okay, that's your answer. And you leave it at that. They sense that there's more to the story. Okay, you let them go to other kids' house, but why not this kid's house? Or maybe this friend's house. Okay, so maybe they saw you turning down other invitations. Maybe they heard you on the phone saying something about money, something that you're worried about, or they know something's not adding up. Okay, so now they're wondering if they can trust what you really tell them, right? So there can be different sides of the coin for this, right? So if you're being really honest with them, maybe you're worried about the influence these kids have on your child. So you can say something like, I've noticed that when you're around these friends, you're making choices that don't match the values we've talked about. Okay, I'm not saying that they are bad. I'm just seeing their behavior. I'm not comfortable with it. That's why I would not like you to go to their house. Okay, or really honestly, if money is tight and you need to buy a gift for this child, you don't want to send your kid to their house without a present. Be really, really honest. Say it's the end of the month and things are a little tight right now, so maybe you can meet up with your friend somewhere else. Okay, so what happens over time when straight talk becomes your default as a mom? Your kid comes home stressed about something and they feel like they can actually tell you what's going on, right? They don't have to hide things. They don't have to try to figure out what you'll say or manipulate the situation for you to say yes. They can just be honest, be truthful, because they know you will be too, right? So if you hide the truth from them, if you don't talk straight with them, they'll leave out information too. Okay. So that builds the real connection. And that builds the kind of trust where your kids actually want to talk to you. Not because they have to, but because they know you're going to be straight with them. And here's something else: when you model straight talk, your kids learn to expect it from others too. This is really, really important. So they're less likely to accept lies and manipulation in their own relationships. They'll mark it and they'll recognize it immediately. Okay, this person is lying to me. They'll be able to tell from the body language as well, right? And they develop better instincts about who they can trust. And that's a real gift that you can give to your kids. Mistake number two: the vague answer when they deserve the truth. Oh, this is so real and happens to us all the time, right? Because we don't want to make them deal with too many things. They've already got too many things on their mind. But when your kid asks, okay, did you and dad have a fight last night? And you say, oh, we were just talking about adult stuff, nothing to do with you. Everything's fine. Okay. But your kid heard you last night. Okay. He heard the raised voices and they felt that tension in the house. Okay. So what you've done is told them that their instincts are wrong, that their observations don't matter, and that you won't be straight with them about things that affect the whole family. Okay. And they don't feel part of the family then. Okay. So the straight talk version is, yes, dad and I had a disagreement last night and we're working it through. And this doesn't have anything to do with you. You don't need to worry, but disagreements are normal, but it's important that we talk it through. Okay. So you're honest about what's happening. Number three mistake would be making a promise you don't keep and then you spin it. Okay. You tell your daughter that after school, I'll pick you up and we'll go to the grocery, we'll go to the ice cream shop, we'll get some ice cream. Okay. But when you go to pick her up, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you had a bad day at work or whatever that is. And when she gets in the car, you're like, I'm just too tired. We'll do it next time. We don't have time. Right? So what you've taught her, and then she gets upset, right? She gets upset and you make her feel like she's being unreasonable when she gets upset. But what you've taught her is that your word doesn't mean much. Mom just says, but she doesn't follow through. So that promises are flexible, that if someone doesn't feel like doing something, it's okay. Same with her. If she doesn't feel like doing something, it's all right. Okay? So either you keep the promise, or before you make the promise, you just say it truthfully that we'll try. If we'll have enough time, we'll go. All right? And let's see how it pans out. All right? Um, Hiding your feelings and then blowing up. Okay. When your kids come home and they see um, uh, you're stressed all day, okay, they keep on asking you, everything's okay? Are you fine? And you say, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And that tight voice, you don't want to explain what's going on, right? They're asking you, but you don't want to say. And then something happens, someone breaks something or someone spills something, and then you lose it, okay? So they're confused. Like, we asked you, everything was okay, and you said everything was fine. So you want to be truthful to them. Say, you know what, I'm really having a tough day. And I just need some space. I need some time. I'm going for a walk. Okay. I'm going to take a walk and then I'll feel better and I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay. Give me 15, 20 minutes. All right. That's it. Okay. So how do we implement this today? Okay. In our lives, you're saying, okay, this name, this is all, really easy to say, but it's hard to do. Okay. So, um, let's start with small things. Okay, start with small truths. Okay, practice being straightforward in little conversations. When your kid asks why you said no to something, tell them the real reason. Okay, don't bend the truth. All right, so the actual reason I said no was because I need you to listen the first time, and today I asked you twice and you ignored me. Okay, so that's straight talk, that's honest, that teaches respect and responsibility. Right, tell the truth about your own mistakes. This is huge, ladies. So when you mess up, and you will, okay, we all do. We're moms. We're not perfect, right? We're human. You could just say, you know what? I yelled at you earlier. I wasn't straight with you about why. I was really frustrated about something that has nothing to do with you, and I took it out on you. I'm sorry. That wasn't fair. Okay. Um, I'll make it up to you. All right. So your kids will remember this, and they'll learn that even people in authority, in leadership roles, can be honest about being wrong, right? And it's okay to be wrong, especially to apologize after it. Okay, so that straight talk includes accountability, right? Number three, create a safe space for them to be honest. And this is the reciprocal part. Straight talk has to go both ways, right? So you need to respond to your kids' honesty with calmness and wisdom, not punishment. So if your teenager comes to you and says something honest, even if it's something you don't want to hear, reward that honesty by listening without blowing up, without getting angry at them. So, for example, your teenager admits, like, oh, I skipped class today. I bunked second and third period. Now, your first instinct might be to panic and ground them forever. But if you do that, they'll learn that honesty leads to punishment. So they'll stop being honest. They'll stop coming to tell you the truth. So you can say the straight talk version is, okay, I appreciate you telling me the truth. I'm not happy about it, but I'm really glad you were honest with me about, instead of lying about where you were. And that took courage. Okay. So let's talk about what happened, what was going on and made you decide to skip. Why did you bunk class? Was there something going on in school? Okay. So that opens the conversation. Now, the long-term payoff. Okay, so here's what happens when you make straight talk your default as a mom. Your kids grow up with crystal clear internal compass, and this sets them up for life. Okay, they know what real trust looks like because they experienced it with you. Okay, they're less likely to be manipulated by peers. They're more likely to have healthy relationships. They're more likely to be honest in their own lives because they saw you model it. And honestly, your relationship with your kids becomes so much easier. There's no guessing game, there's no resentment building because of unspoken things. It's just clear, clarity, and respect. And that's so worth it. So, here's what I want you to do: pick one situation this week where you're going to practice straight talk. One moment where you're going to tell the truth instead of spin the narrative. Notice what happens. Notice how your kid responds, and notice how it feels, and how that changes your environment in your home. So I promise you, it's going to change. It's going to change something really drastically. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. You know how it works. So we can keep talking about this stuff. Let me know in the comments what's one area where you're struggling with straight talk as a mom. I'd love to hear from you. And here's something else. I know that being honest with your kids, especially in those hard moments, can bring up a lot of emotions. Okay. Sometimes we don't know what's happening inside. Maybe there's guilt, maybe there's anxiety about saying the wrong thing. That's why I created the Master Your Calm bundle, and the link is in the bio. Sorry, in the description. It's a collection of tools and a workshop that I did with parents and strategies to help you stay grounded and intentional when parenting feels hard or feels really challenging. Okay, so managing your emotions first is the foundation of parenting. Okay, so you want to check it out. The link is in the description. Either way, I'm just so glad you're here. Thank you for giving your time and energy, um, thinking about how to show up more authentically for your kids. Assalamu alaikum. I'll see you in the next one.